Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers review. This is Graham, also known as the Collector 75, and here we are with Studio Series number 12, which is Brawl. I picked this up at TF Nation 2018 and was one of the figures that I was on the look for, really. I'm glad it was there. I wanted to get it now. I'm a big fan of the Combaticons, so I wanted to get Brawl. I've got most of the other versions of this that have been in the movies. My favourite probably was the Leader Class Brawl that came out. And then probably my next favourite was the little deluxes. Where does this one fit in? Now, this is a hard one for me because there's one or two aspects I don't like of it in robot mode. And there's one big one I don't like about it in tank mode. The fact that the main turret doesn't turn. For me, that's a bit of a faux pas. I think they should have done that. I know the top one will. But when you can't aim that giant cannon on the front, yeah, that's just a little bit of a letdown for me. You can't even aim it upwards or anything like that. Bit annoying. But there we go. You know, it is what it is. But other than that, it's not too bad. Now, it could have done with a bit more colour breaking up. It is very green, as in you've got a dark green, light green and stuff, and a bit of silver. That is the three main colours you're getting on this. It could have done with just some other colours. Let me take these guns off the top here, because I'm not a big fan of these on the top there. There we go. So we're going to get those off right now and put those over there. And then we're left this. Now, you can't really angle these too much in this. It would have been nice if you could have angled them straight, but you can't, so it is what it is. At the back here, you've got these, I think they're like fuel tanks. Could be other bits, I'm not totally sure. We've got some nice treads. They look pretty cool. Got some nice little wheels that he runs along. And then we got this, which I'm not exactly sure what the is at the front. I think it's like a minesweeper thing, or it could have just been made up for the movie because... I don't know. Anyway, there we go. So that is his tank mode. Now, I love the box. The boxes of these Studio Series figures are really good. And today I did find out that they were going to get a barricade and a side swipe. So they might be worth picking up. And there he is. Now, it always looks better on the 3D rendered thing than it ever does in real life. Yeah, you know, and there's some other figures that you can get. I'm in an iron about the Megatron. I think they're doing an oversized knockoff version of that now, so I might pick that up. Who knows? Either that, but I actually really like the Leader Class one from Revenge of the Fallen. I just think that's really good, especially if you buy the KO arms for it and everything. Anyway, that is it, really. I'm not quite sure if I like the way this thing just bends up at that angle. I'm pretty certain I've got it how it's supposed to, but just a bit annoying for me. I'm not too keen on that. Yeah, I don't think there's any other way it could go. Anyway, right, we're going to attempt to transform this now. Expect a bit of a car crash here because I don't like this transformation one bit. There's far too many little finicky bits. I'm trying to transform this. I was using the instructions and it was fairly simple to follow, but there's far too many little twists and turns with the arms and stuff. So we are just gonna stick with it. Now, the first thing I'm pretty certain we have to do is disconnect these bits here. This is very much like if I can get it off, that is. This one doesn't want to come. There we go. Very much like the old oh, what was it? The Leader Class Megatron. Brawl. That does remind me of that. So then we're going to bring these out. That folds down. These fold out. And then that tabs into there. Right. Okay. So then we're going to do the same on this one. Actually, say there's a little tab around there. And now we've got his legs done. And that went a lot more smoother than I was actually expecting. Now, I'm just going to angle them out of the way. Now, that one doesn't want to stay in for some reason. It just flops around. I don't know why. That one doesn't so much. This one doesn't really want to do a lot of anything. Right, so now then, here we go. I can't remember exactly how to do this. I've only literally just transformed it into this mode, to be honest. It's separating this bit is going to be a little bit of annoyance because getting it to line up was even worse. So there we go. Right, so we've got that. Then what we're going to do, bring this up. Maybe if we separate him right back there, that might help. That did rotate out and back. Let's get that out of the way. Let's do the same with that one. Bring it round there. These arms, just rotate them out the way. Bring this whole section down. If I can get it out, bring that head out of there. Let's start moving these around now, eh? Otherwise I'll only forget to do it later on. We'll leave that down there. These are eventually going to do a lot of things. This now has to rotate out. Let's start moving some of these bits around so we can get this rotated. Let's do that. Which way does this go? Hang on. There we go. Right, so that definitely goes around to there now. The other thing I don't like is this gun literally hanging off his arse. It does look a bit odd for me. Right, so now then, we are going to bring these... Hang on. They just got caught. There's probably a reason why I shouldn't have done this first. Right, hold on. We're going to get that. Hold on. There we go. Right, so that's them two out of the way. Right, so they're done. Let's bring that around there. Ah, dear. Right, okay. So then, what we're going to do next, this is where it gets ever so confusing for me, because I can't bloody remember. We've got this up here. This bit rotates all the way down. These bits, I think, rotate around. And that slots down into there. Something like that. These. Let's have a look at the box. Right, so we've got these bits hanging out. I can't remember how this bit goes now. What happens to this bit? So I might say this is where I got a bit wrong. I think they angled back up that way. So where does this go? Right, so I consulted the instructions and I realised what I was doing wrong. I was trying to flip this out, but you've got to push it all the way down, and it was just hindered just by that a little bit. So I pushed it past it, clicks into place, and that frees up all this section. And now I can, providing you just give it a nice bit of willy, push that back, and there's a little tab just behind his head. Push that in there, if it doesn't want to go in, that is, of course. And anyway, push those inwards like so, and maybe that'll help it. Yeah, there we go. That all sort of like angles in more. And bring those out. Let's bring these up and angle them round. Then all we got to do... Oh my God, come at you fucking bastard. Right, so then we bring those around. It gives him his over-the-shoulder cannons. Now then, I'm just going to bend these at the knees, ready for when I get to pose this mother. We are going to bring these down, bring this out, and that is it. I'll tell you what, there was an awful lot of move this around, do this, spin this around, that you don't actually need to do. Look at that, I've done it all in one. And there he is. He's in robot mode. Look at that. That was actually a lot more smoother than I was expecting it to be, but that's probably because I've just done it. So the next time I'll come to transform it, and that's still bloody loose, bloody annoying me now. It'll be a nightmare. Right, so this is him. And if you want my opinion, I don't mind it. I like this robot mode. Not too bothered about the spindly arms. I can just about handle it. I wish they could have done more to get rid of these ugly bits hanging off the hands. That would have been better if they could have figured something to get it up on his arm to make it, or stop it just looking so skinny. That would have been good. And I don't like these bits. These protruding bits. It'd be nice if these could have angled straight back up and pushed it back into there and pushed it right against his chest, because at the moment they just sort of stick out a mile. Yeah, other than that, you know, they're all right. And then you can stick these guns on his forearms, tooling him up. That one goes on this arm over here. Or you can plug it into his hands if you'd rather have him holding a handgun. And that doesn't look too bad. Again, I think some extra paint apps would have been really good, because he is very plain. Some ankle tilts would have gone down a storm, and maybe been able to move that around to his side a bit like, you know, the old original one, that would have been pretty cool. But if you want my opinion, I still like it. It's a good figure. It just has a lot of irritations for me. I'm sure whether it irritates everybody else, I don't know, but I like it. I think the head sculpt, though, is a bit on the weird side. I don't know if I'm going to be able to zoom in on that just there. It is very, very odd. Is it reminiscent of the film? I'm not totally sure. It's just that mouth. I don't know if we're going to be able to zoom in on that mouth. It's just, there you go. There you go. It's just a very odd mouth. There we go. Anyway, just getting back into focus. Bring that up. But yeah, I still like it. Anyway, I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you all liked this review. It's not a bad figure. It's just a few bits here and there. Anyway, right, this has been Graham, The Collector75. Don't forget you can follow me on Instagram at The Collector75. And of course, you can rate, comment, share, and subscribe. And I shall see you all next time. Bye for now. Thank you.